happen to anybody? Right? And then if you surround yourself with people who are not loving you back, saying crazy things like, you will never lose that weight. You've been trying to lose weight all your life and look at you, you still big and big. Right?
Big and big.
Big, I said big and big. Big and big. You still big and big. You know? That's not love. Well, love will be, hey girlfriend, I'm going to take a walk. Would you like to come with me? Even if you say no, they still come back again and say, hey baby girl, I'm going for a walk. You want to come with me? I'm going to the gym. Come with me. Let's walk around the mall, because they're showing you the love. But they don't do things like, you know you'll never lose that weight. I don't know why you keep taking them pills. You keep going to these weight loss doctors. That's not love. Love supports you loving you. Places. You know, every time the light goes on at Krispy Kreme's, they're making the warm donuts. You know it. But you decided that you want to lose the weight. So where do you have to? Drive on by.
Yeah.
Make believe that the light really isn't on. Drive by places that do not support you. Support your health goals. You just got to drive by. You may drink a little too much, right? And you know when you hang around this particular person, you're going to be drinking too much, right? Anybody got friends like that?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Not a little, I'm saying too much. That might be a place and a person you may want to drive on by, because it's not supporting the love decision that you've decided. Things. Everybody knows those things. At our age, we know the things. Be honest. Do you know the things that are not supporting your health, right? Anybody in here diabetic? Anybody have high blood pressure? Okay. Can you tell me one thing that raises your blood pressure?
Salt.
Well, you know what? I started on high blood pressure because of sausages.
Sausages.
Yeah.
Okay. So salt. She found sausages, salt. Anything else raises blood pressure?
Stress.
Which one?
Donut.
Your donuts raise your pressure? Stress?
Stress.
And how many of you walk in at a restaurant or over a friend's house and they're cooking something you know has a lot of salt in it, and you still take a serving? It's just a little one. It's not gonna do nothing. It's just a little one, right? You have to start making decisions that work for you. So as we talk about health, and this is my talk for the next month.
Question for you, Dr. Cole.
Yes.
Can you please illustrate and what give you cholesterol?
Oh, for sure. The first thing that gives you cholesterol, and the first thing that we do that causes and affect our cholesterol is our nutrition, of course, our genes. A lot of people, there are people who actually have a genetic predisposition. The question is, what affects cholesterol? There's a predisposition to elevated cholesterol. Some people have a genetic where when they do their blood, you can actually look at the tube and it should be completely red, but half of it is yellow and thick and look like pudding. Their cholesterol runs sometimes in the thousands. And it's a genetic condition where they make cholesterol. So if you find out that you have a genetic predisposition, it runs in your family, and you run in the hundreds and the thousands, you can never eat high cholesterol food, ever, because you already make your own, okay? You can never. In fact, you ought to be a vegan. My recommendation for people with familial hypercholesterolemia, that's what it's called, where it's in your genetic family pool, become a vegan, because you can never, ever eat anything with cholesterol. That's if you want to live, okay, long and prosperous. Now, for the rest of us who are not familiar, it's not our genetics, high cholesterol comes from our diet. Diet is just another word that means what we eat. I don't like to use the word diet because it has the word die in it, but it's just what you eat, right? So, when you eat animals, anything with a heart, right? If you eat animals, you have to watch out of not eating the fatty parts,
Yes.
okay? I always say, eat fat, get fat. Seriously, you eat the fat, eventually it's going to make your fat ratio in your body increase. So cut the lean parts, get it lean, take the skin off, you know? It's true, if you're eating it and you're not burning it, you're going to store it. And storing it stores around your organs, which damages your organs. And the problem with all this fat, these are your blood vessels. It lines your blood vessels. And what's the big deal? The big deal, it's I-95 at 7:30 in the morning, traffic jam. Your blood's supposed to flow nice and easy through those blood vessels, but if it's lined with cholesterol, it's slower. And anything that, remember, anything that moves slow or don't move at all dies. Remember, you're not moving, you're dying. That goes together. Movement and life are synonymous. If you're not moving, you're dying. So I love that you guys are in the exercise program here. You're even coming here. But I'm sure you have friends who stay home, don't do anything, sit on the couch, watch TV all day long. They're not moving. It's not good for them. You know, encourage them to start movement. So that's the story. So let's go back to health. It's about making decisions. So for those with high blood pressure, you know you need to reduce the salt. If you have high sugar, what else are you supposed to do? What if your sugar's elevated, you have diabetes? What should you be doing?
Reduce the salt.
Don't take nothing with sugar.
Okay, so we have a problem. I like cake and cookies. That's a problem. If I like cake and cookies, but I know that I want to go back down to a size 4, I like cake and cookies, I want to be a size 4. I like cake and cookies, but I want to be a size 4. Do we see a problem here?
Yes.
You see a problem?
Big problem too.
And what's going to make the difference? How am I ever going to achieve my goal?
Stop eating the cookies. Stop eating the cookies and cakes.
But I like them.
Cut it in half. Cut the portions in half.
And you can do a 50% rule. Okay, we can do a modified program, what I call the 50% rule.
Okay.
Okay? For regular people, like myself, I have decided at 55, I'm going to have my cake and cookies.
You go.
Okay? But I also decided I want to be a size 4 again.
Okay.
So you exercise.
So I came up with the 50% rule. If I used to have a box of cookies, no, sorry. If I used to have 6 cookies, I'm only going to have 3. But only if I do my exercise. Because exercise helps your health. It also burns calories.
Good morning.
Now, good morning. So, that's just this personal decision. Remember, we go back to decisions. And that's how I started this. Right? You have to make a decision. I like my cookies, but I want to be a 4 again. So I've decided what plan, remember we start with plans, we have to have a plan. What plan can I put in place where I get a win-win? Moderation. So I implemented my moderation rule for me. I'm only sharing. Get to do what you want to do. Now, say you like fried chicken better.
Thank you.
I must now do better if I want to achieve the goals that I want. And that's the story. Whatever you want in life, make a decision about it. And now that we are wiser, it is time for us to plan better and execute those plans. And stop lying to ourselves when we don't. And the number one thing, stop blaming other people.
Yeah.
Stop the blaming. Stop blaming. It's nobody's fault that they had the 12 dozen donuts sitting in the kitchen and you just had to taste it. You know? Well, if you didn't bring the donuts, I wouldn't have had to eat it. You still didn't have to eat it.
Yeah.
You know? But claim it. I walk into the kitchen at my staff on Wednesdays. I bring them donuts. And I say, yes, I'm going to have a donut today. That is the decision I've made. And I've also decided that I'm going to have to do my exercises today because I had my donut today. Okay? But don't say, well, you made me have the donut. You know? It's no one's fault. You know? I own it. I'm owning my health. I want you to do the same. Make a plan for it. Right? And it works. It really does work. Stop blaming. Use the wisdom that you now have. I seldom talk anymore about like high blood pressure and diabetes. I'll answer questions, but I seldom talk about it because I realize people do know what to do. They do know. You know? I have patients who've been having high cholesterol and high blood pressure and diabetes for over 10 years in my office. And they come and visit me regularly. And I say the same thing, so I know they know. So it comes a point where you have to make a decision. And it's okay to say, you know what, I'm okay being diabetic. I'm okay being diabetic. I'm okay taking my insulin. I'm okay taking my medication so that I can eat whatever I want to eat. Right? It's okay. Just own it. As Oprah says, own it.
Yeah.
Own your stuff. You know? It's okay to say, you know, I'm comfortable with my 250 weight. I'm good here. If you've decided that you decide I'm not going to work it off, I'm not going to eat it off, I'm not going to do what I need to do to take it off, so I'm going to live in the comfort of 250 with my dress size 24, you know, I'm good. Own it. You will feel so much happier, which is what we're talking about, being happy and loving ourselves wherever we are. But it comes with ownership, you know, owning it. There's no fighting when you own yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. But when it comes to health, we're going to start being doers. We're going to start make plans, right? So next week homework, when I come, I'd like to see some plans. So I want you to pick 3 things that you want to work on for your health. 3, just 3. Come up with a plan and be ready to share at least 1. Okay? I'm going to tell you this was a word class, right? It's about my goal in life is to empower people for their best health. Not my health. Like I said, if you want to be at 250, I'm not going to talk to you about weight. You may want to talk about high blood pressure. So 3 things that you want to work on for your health, a plan for those 3 things, and come and be ready to share at least 1. Okay? And I'll bring my 3 also. All right, any questions?
Yes,
Yes.
can I ask, somebody was asking me this morning that when I come to the class, I must ask you if somebody who perspired a lot, if it's a sick.
If there's a sickness. First, 2 things. Excessive sweating, hands, palms, feet, is a condition. It's actually a medical condition where the sweat glands are overactive. It's called hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis. Hyper meaning extra, hydrosis, sweating, right? It is a medical condition. Before we claim hyperhidrosis, let's talk about hormones. Hormones. Are they in a stage when their hormones are going down. Estrogen is low, testosterone is low. Those conditions can affect your ability to sweat and how much sweating you do. Are they dressing inappropriately for themselves? Some people just get hot quickly. Are they wearing sweaters, undershirts, slips, girdles, okay? Because they were told that's what ladies do when they were children. You may have to release some of that clothes if you want to be comfortable in South Florida where it's 90 degrees outside. All right? And stockings. I gave that up about 10 years ago. You know, I couldn't cope anymore. The other thing is, are they nervous and anxious? Emotional states. Emotional states will make you sweat more. I don't know if you knew that. It'll make your heart race, but it'll also make you sweat more. Anxiety, nervousness. So for your friend who tends to sweat more, check their hormones, check their anxiety levels and their anxiety states, and finally make sure they see a doctor to see if they do have the medical condition hyperhidrosis, and there are treatments for it, and the final treatment is a surgical procedure.
What she was saying, if she walked like half an hour, 3/4 hour in this here,
In Florida,
she started perspiring.
Mhm.
It's hard.
yeah, but that's normal. That is normal. It is 90 degrees outside. Okay? Look, if I go to my car and put things in the car, I need new clothes. Okay? Florida is no joke, which I'm leaving my final. Be safe. Please, please hydrate all the time. You know, one of the things that happen to many seniors is dehydration, which can affect your heart and have you passing out. You may think you're hydrating enough. Whatever you think you're doing, double it. Because the summer is going to be hot, and for safety, if your air conditioning is broken, do whatever you need to do to get it fixed. And if you can't fix it because of the cost, invest in a tiny fan, you know, and keep cool cloths, drink a lot of ice water, because you do have to be careful this summer. It's going to be a very, very, very hot summer. We're only in June, and we know August in Florida is the peak of the hot season, right?
Hot girl summer?
Any other questions? Mark the date for me, July 20th. I'm going to be doing a water weight loss class where we're over at, I'll give you the location.
Victory pool?
I think it's Victory Pool, and we're going to be working on utilizing water for weight loss and toning our muscles.
Okay.
Same time?
It's going to be at 11. Any questions? Oh wait, what's homework? What's the homework?
3 things.
What 3 things that we're working on for our health goal, right? And what are we gonna do with those 3 things? Make a plan. We gotta have a plan. Don't just write 3 things down without the plan. We have to have a plan, and then be ready to share at least one. All right? Awesome. Thank you very much. It was awesome. Thank you.
Okay.